Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this class I'll explain you 6 mark question, and these are the important questions for June 2024 exam series for IGCSE and O levels. And before this I have already explained you 4 mark questions as well as 2 mark questions, right? So if you are interested to watch those videos, then go to this channel and watch them in the latest videos. And one more important thing as a disclaimer, never think that these questions will come in the exam as it is. However, take it as a preparation tool, and these questions will definitely help you a lot while answering the questions in ultimate final examination. Okay, so now moving to question number 1, analyze the causes of an increase in government tax revenue. And furthermore, if you want to get maximum benefit out of this channel, then go to the playlist and look into the different playlists that are made for different classes. Like for AS paper 1 there is separate playlist, and for paper 2, 3 and 4, as well as for AS micro and macro. Same is the case with O levels and IGCSE. So I suggest all of you to use the playlist to get maximum benefit out of it. And question number 1 for 6 marks is analyze the causes of an increase in government tax revenue. So what causes increase in government tax revenue? One can be the increase in economic activity in the country. If there is greater economic activity in the country and economic growth in the country, then government will get more tax revenue in 2 ways. Number 1, it will get revenue from the salaries of the staff, of the people, of the workers, and it will also get revenue from tax revenue from the income of or profit of the businesses. And secondly, government can increase tax revenue by increasing tax rates, indirect tax rate on goods and services, right? So these are two causes of increase in tax revenue of the government. And second question is analyze how an increase in labor productivity in a country can increase surplus on the current account of balance of payment, right? So when productivity or efficiency of labor increases, more goods and services are produced within the country, and as a result surplus in current account of balance of payment may be caused because country will have more goods and services to export to the other countries, and similarly imports will decrease because when the productivity and efficiency of the country itself is higher, it will be producing greater quantity to satisfy the needs and wants, and there is no need for importing goods from other countries. Question number 3 is analyze how an increase in government spending could increase life expectancy. Life expectancy is basically how many years people can survive. An increase in government spending can increase life expectancy in multiple ways. For example, government might be more spending on education, where it can educate the people to maintain their basic hygiene so they can live longer. Similarly, government may be spending more on healthcare like hospitals, and it might be training more doctors and spending more on medicine. So it may provide more medical facilities to the general public, so as a result general life expectancy in the country may increase. Moving to question number 4, analyze why someone has been unemployed for more than 1 year may not get another job, right? So if a person is unemployed for more than 1 year and he is unable to find another job because of 2 main reasons or 3 main reasons. Number 1 can be the change in technology and the worker does not know how to operate the new technology. The second one can be the industry he was working in has been obsoleted, and the third reason can be the industry has relocated to some other region and he is unable to move to that region. And question number 5 is analyze using production possibility curve diagram the effect of advancement in technology. For this you will have to make the diagram because the examiner has asked to make it. So whenever there is increase in technology, improvement in technology, advancement in technology, then PPC curve will shift to the right. So we have two goods, one is X good on X axis and Y good on Y axis. and initially PPC was this is, let's say, AB, and it will move to CD to the right. Then you will have to basically make this diagram, and you will have to explain whatever I was speaking is the explanation of this diagram. Question number 6 says, analyze how tax cuts could increase exports. Tax cuts mean a reduction in taxes. So there may be two types of taxes. One is direct tax and the other one is indirect tax. For example, if government removes or reduces or cuts taxes on the producers, that is corporate tax, then what will happen is they will be able to produce more, and when they produce more they can export more to the other countries. Secondly, decrease in sales tax will decrease the price of exported goods. So as a result, the people from other countries will be more comfortable buying from such country with tax cuts. Then exports will again increase. Question number 7 says, analyze using demand and supply diagram how a rise in income may affect the market for gold. A rise in income is a demand factor. When people's income increases, then they will be able to purchase more gold. So we will draw this graph. We have price on Y, quantity on X, and this is demand curve, and this is supply curve. Equilibrium takes place at E, where quantity is Q and price of gold is P. So if income increases, income being the factor of demand, demand will rise, and it will shift to the right from D to D1. Equilibrium will move upward from E to E1, where quantity will increase to Q1 and price will increase to P1. So the price of gold will rise and quantity traded will also increase from Q to Q1. You have to make this graph, and you have to explain whatever I was speaking is the explanation of this graph, so you can copy exactly the same thing. And now moving to question number 8, analyze why children from low income families may have low incomes as adults. Right, generally it happens that the son of a poor remains poor and the son of rich remains rich. It is general thing that we observe. But exceptions are always there, but in this case we will try to justify that the people like children from low income countries have low income as adults, right? So why it happens? The children from low income countries do not have reach to the basic facilities of getting educated in better institutions, and they don't have incomes, or they don't have sufficient resources to get education and relevant training to the new as per the new technologies, and they have lesser income to invest into the business as well, so they can't initiate the new businesses to earn and grow more. So as a result, they remain unemployed. And they don't have any kind of businesses. So as adults, they also earn lesser income. This is a general trend, but exceptions are always there, and in many cases we can see that there are many poor people who grew up very quickly and overnight sometimes, and the situation can be quite opposite as well. But in this case, you have to try to justify that the low income children of low income families remain poor as adults as well. Analyze how an increase in income tax can affect a country's inflation rate. Right, so increase in income tax means government is charging more taxes on income of the people. So as a result, what happens is inflation is expected to decrease as a demand side policy. And you can make the diagram as well for this, and if you don't make this diagram, still you can get full marks, but if you make this diagram, then you will be able to explain it easily. So we have real GDP on X and we have price level on Y. This is aggregate demand, this is aggregate supply. So equilibrium takes place at E, where real GDP is Y and price level is P. So whenever there is rise in income tax, then aggregate demand will decrease and aggregate demand curve will shift to the left. Equilibrium will move to E1, where real GDP will fall to Y1 and price level will decrease to P1. When price level decreases, inflation rate may decrease, so will decrease. So increase in income tax is likely to decrease the rate of inflation in the country. Question number 10 says analyze why workers may join trade union. Trade unions are the associations of workers that protect workers from unfair trading practices of the employers, right? So workers may join trade unions to for their own safety, because they are not made redundant easily by the employers when they are the part of trade unions, because trade union is there to protect them. And they also want to join the trade union because sometimes they have lesser negotiation power and they cannot negotiate good wages in the industry. So as a result, trade union will help them out and negotiate. Leader of the trade union or workers association will negotiate the wages with the employers, and all employees will get the same wage rate. Question number 11 says analyze using the demand and supply diagram how a greater awareness of health benefits of eating fruit will affect the market for fruit. So in this question you have to make the diagram again, and you will make the demand and supply diagram. So this is demand for fruit. On X we have quantity and on Y we have price. When we make aggregate demand aggregate supply diagram, we write price level on Y and real GDP on X. But for individual products in micro, we make only demand and supply instead of aggregate demand and aggregate supply, and we write quantity and price, right? So equilibrium is initially at E, where price is P and quantity of fruit is Q, that is traded in the market. So if people have more awareness or greater awareness about the benefits of eating fruit, then they will buy more fruit and demand for fruit will increase. Price will rise to P1 and quantity traded will rise to Q1. So this is the diagram you have to make, and then the explanation what I was speaking is the explanation of this diagram. Analyze why a government may have lower unemployment as its main aim. Having lower unemployment is the main aim of the government, because if unemployment is low, then crime rate can be controlled, right? So because when more people are unemployed, generally they are involved in criminal activities for survival. But if there is lower unemployment, it means more people have jobs, so they need not to stay in the criminal activities. And similarly, lower unemployment increases GDP of the country and causes economic growth in the country as well. So this is why government wants to maintain lower unemployment. And question number 13 is analyze using demand and supply diagram how an increase in income will affect the market for a luxury brand perfume. This is exactly the same thing. Graph will be exactly same, just we will in explanation we will use luxury brand of perfume instead of fruit. Initially we made this diagram for fruit, so now we will exactly copy the same diagram. Demand will increase because when there is increase in income of the people, their purchasing power will increase and they may be more inclined towards buying luxury brand of perfumes. So demand curve will shift to the right because of increase in demand. So price will increase and quantity traded for luxury brand perfume will also increase. Question number 14 says analyze how a multinational company would reduce poverty in a host country. Right, so poverty is when people don't have sufficient amount of income to satisfy their basic needs of food, shelter, clothing, and clean drinking water and basic medical facilities. So multinational companies, MNCs, are the companies that have operations in more than one countries, or they have production units in more than one countries. So multinational companies will reduce poverty in a host country. For example, if a multinational company comes to Pakistan, then Pakistan will be a host country. So how Pakistan will benefit from that multinational company? So more jobs are created, people will get jobs, and when they get jobs they are better paid and their standard of living and quality of life may improve. And secondly, these multinational companies also pay taxes to the government, so government tax revenue may also increase. Question number 15 says analyze how the level and pattern of household spending may change when GDP decreases. Okay, so when GDP decreases, it means now people have lesser income. So as a result, their spending may fall, because when people have less income, they may spend less because they have lesser purchasing power. So household pattern of household spending will also change, right? So when people have lesser income, they mainly focus on basic necessities of food, shelter and clothing, because they don't afford to buy luxury products, and the demand for luxury products will decrease because of a decrease in GDP and lower income of the country.